Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the High Priestess. Definitely one of my favorite energies. Okay, let's take a look. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. All right. My goodness, these are the way these ones laid out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I want to start over here. We have two people. We have a person here. We have a person here. We have a dog. Okay, now it looks like the dog is maybe being walked on a leash. So we also have between the two people, it looks like a bird, but it also kind of looks like an X. It also looks like the two heads are connected through this. Now, the bird to me, almost always, not always, but almost always, is a real indicator of divine messaging or some kind of communication. And this comes from the idea that the bird is the messenger. The bird is the bringer of omen. The bird kind of is one of the first forms of divination. Okay, now watching the patterns of birds flying in the sky, the formations of their flocks and their murmurations and so on. And so if you watch the birds as well, if you are somebody who, like myself, I like to spend a lot of time seeing what those birds are doing and you know, their cycles of living and coming and going, you can kind of see what the weather is going to be like. You can kind of see what you can expect from the growing season based on what birds are showing up in your yards and what birds are leaving. Okay, so I'm looking at this and I'm thinking we have two people. Okay, they have an intense psychic connection. I see them walking this dog together. Now, the dog to me represents a sense of deep loyalty, a sense of kind of an undying love and connection. Now, we can think of the dog as being man's best friend, right? And so I'm seeing this and I feel like this is either that you really have this deep connection with somebody, or it's something that you are really hoping for. You're putting your intentions out there. You're thinking, you know, I've gotten to a point in my life where maybe I'm ready to kind of meet that person for me, that kind of divine partnership, right? Not just any ordinary relationship. This is somebody who is a soulmate, I guess you would call them. Maybe, you know, there's this idea of having soul contracts with people, maybe something like that. But I do feel like this is a person that walks beside you on your path. Okay, now this is somebody who, it doesn't have to be romantic necessarily, but this could be somebody who grows with you through the different seasons of your life. This maybe is somebody that you're on a level where you are paired well for a domestic lifestyle together. It doesn't have to be that, but I think at the foundation of things, to be able to live with somebody somewhat harmoniously, that's a soulmate. If it's a friend or roommate or whatever. I don't know if you've ever had a roommate, but you've probably lived with other people, especially when you were young. And to be able to coexist together in a way that is supportive and allows for privacy and the room to be yourself and respectful of one another and so on, that's a rarity, isn't it? So to find something like that, so important. But at the same time, I feel like this is more than just that. There is a sense of caring for one another's just state of being, emotional and otherwise. There is a sense of being able to tell when something's wrong, even if you're not together. You just get that feeling. Hey, I got to call so-and-so to see what's going on, because I just have this weird feeling that they're, maybe they're coming down with something, maybe something's happened. I can kind of feel their anxiety, whatever it is. And when you call, they're like, I was just going to call you. I can't believe, and then whatever. And then, on top of all this, it's like, I feel like you have almost kind of shared dreams. You have, and this is really dreaming. You dream about similar things. You have these connections in your waking life and in your dreaming life. And I feel like there's a call to work here between the two of you. I feel that this is a person that you could do spiritual work with, right? This is somebody who you might know a little about this thing and they might know a little about that thing. And when you come together and you build, educate one another, help each other through, the hurdles of figuring things out, you make it happen, right? And to find that kind of connection in life, so rare. Such a rare thing. So like I said, I either think this is already existing or this is something that you've been hoping for. You've been putting your, your appeals out there. That's what I like to call them. These are our appeals. Now, we talk about prayer in this way that, we ask God for assistance and or whoever, the saints, angels, other deities or goddesses, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. It matters to you, and that's what matters. We all individually have our own way of worshiping, don't we? And so I feel like when we pray, and I'm not gonna say like this is a strict rule, but in my mind I like to kind of separate things. When I pray, these are things. When I pray, these are kind of in praise of. Now, when I am asking for assistance, guidance, I need clarity, I need, I'm lost, I'm feeling adrift, whatever. This is when I make appeals, okay, to a number of different, not just God, not just goddess, not just guardian angel, but to a lot of different intelligences. It just, you know, whatever it is, to the, you know, to the intelligences that live in the grass across the prairie. You know, I ask you for guidance in, when should I plant my seeds, right? When should they go in? Is there going to be a frost soon? Because I don't, you know what I mean? So these are what I call appeals. So I feel like, yeah, maybe you have been making some appeals. Maybe you've been putting those energies out there. I'm ready. I'm open. I'm ready. I'm fully, you know, in a place where there's space within my heart, mind, and soul to have this bond, this kinship, this, you know, great friendship and beloved relationship. Now, it could be romantic too, of course, and that's another level to it. But I do feel like this is something that, you know, it's profound, and I feel that it is a sense of moving into the next phase of your work, your spiritual work, your self-work, magical work, religious work, whatever it is, exactly. Whatever you call it, whatever it looks like. Now, having a partnership is not, your work is never dependent on having any kind of partnership in the physical world, right? But when you do find somebody who you can do that work with, it can spill over into all parts of your life. So I wonder if this is not somebody who maybe will help you with making a business or some kind of side hustle or project, or maybe you are creating some kind of program. I'm getting the vibe that this maybe is something like maybe like a healing, like faith healing or Reiki, or maybe you are in a more, Western medical field, and maybe this is something where you are kind of looking to make some kind of business, like get out of like the mainstream medical world, and you want to kind of have your own practice or whatever it is. And I feel like this is again, it's not dependent on it, but I just feel like, I don't know what it's like a fire burning right within your chest, a fire that is the creative sexual energy of the universe. This is the thing that when it touches anything, when it gets into anything, when that bolt of electricity touches that cell, and it becomes alive, right? Now it could also, I'm not getting hit by a thunderbolt or anything. I'm thinking more of like, I think, what is it called? Galvanism. But this idea that, yeah, there is the electricity, the electrical current running through all things that are animated. So, I feel that it feels like a beloved thing. This is a special thing. And with the dog, this could be symbolic. It could also be that there is a dog, right, in your life. And there is a heart right here. Okay, see the heart there. So there is a sense of, within this loyalty, within this closeness, there is just a profound love. And of course, right? Of course there would be. And I love this. I love this for you. Okay. Oh, here comes TT. I can hear her hollering. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you might think, who is TT? It's my cat. I'm her human, is really what it is. She rules the roost around here. She is a Sphinx cat, And she's quite sassy, quite bossy. Between her and my almost 4-year-old daughter, we are just kind of guests in our house. They allow us to hang out here, to live here with them. But if you have been on the channel for a while, you know that TT used to be in the readings a lot, but we have moved studios. And I'm saying my husband, shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot, my husband Paul over there, a most excellent tarot reader. We're in different studios, so I've been hesitant to have her in here, to be honest with you. I've had her in for a couple of readings, and it's, we haven't worked it out yet. Okay, so now I'm seeing that it almost looks like we have a dog here, and it reminds me very much of the moon card. Okay, so we have the coyotes, and the jackals, dogs, they're howling at the moon. And in praise and desire and kind of a sense of distortion and lunacy, but being pulled by that great mother, right? She is calling. And we're right on the cusp of the new moon here. Tomorrow, I think, will be the new moon. Or, well, when the reading comes out, it will be the new moon. But while I'm recording this, we're just turning right into the moment of the new moon here. And, does it affect me? Does it affect you? Does the new moon physically, I feel like I have more inflammation around the new moon, and the kind of departure of the Great Mother there. I just feel untethered. I feel like I need to be grounded, right? I need to really practice some more mindfulness. I get forgetful. I'm dropping stuff. I feel all wound up and also tired somehow, and so I know she's gone right now, and or at least hidden. She's obscured herself. So I look at these and I feel like there is a sense of calling to your kind of your emotional realm of thinking. And I feel like this is maybe somewhere around, it almost feels like grief, maybe. I can just hear crying. It's like not just a little cry, I mean a deep, deep cry, a sobbing. And I feel that this is something that you avoid it. You avoid getting into this place. And not that you're not an emotional being. Of course you are. But I feel like there's kind of this feeling of you don't want people to see you upset. And you're often around people. But also, it almost kind of feels like you have your emotional impulses and experiences, but just the crying, something about it, you just don't want to let it all out, right? If it starts a little bit, it's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going, and then it'll be like a full sob. But I feel that there is a sense of really kind of needing that cathartic release. That these moments of profound emotional I guess it's kind of like exhaling, you know, letting it go, just letting it go. Dang it. And I don't know what it is even really centered around, just that you have been carrying it with you, these things, these difficult feelings. And a part of it, I think, is just you're so busy. You have a lot going on. And I feel like you worry if you let this out, it'll become, you know, it'll spiral. It'll become kind of destabilizing. And then you've lost the whole afternoon, or maybe like a whole day, or maybe, you know, you worry it will turn into a period of melancholy and being quite blue. And but I think the thing here is that it's almost like you're at capacity. Like, it's okay, you know, it's what is it? It's May. I was thinking it was April. No, it's May. We're in May. So maybe you're coming up to your kind of your day, your you know, whatever, quarterly tune-up, or maybe every 6 months you have a real good and deep cry. And you know, I just feel like, you know, this is the thing that I understand it, but I'm a crier. I cry over anything, almost anything. But I don't like to cry in front of people, which is ridiculous because I cry often. So it doesn't really work out for me. But you know, I understand that. Like, I don't want to cry right now. I just put on my makeup. I'm having a pretty good day. And all of a sudden, the just intense feeling of, yeah, I'm going to start crying. My voice is wavering, you know, and all of that. You know, and I can't tell you what to do, but I think that really there is this sense of, yeah, let it all out. Let it go. Give yourself a little treat, you know. Let yourself indulge in some emotionality here. Now, I also feel like we have this person who's holding a snake. So I feel like yeah, we have that. I didn't even realize this. The first person in the reading has the crescent moon over their head. I didn't even see it. That's funny. And then up here, this person's looking at a crescent moon. So, okay, there we go. But this person over here is holding a snake. And I feel like through this work of pouring yourself out to some degree, this allows you space to see things as they are, right? And this allows you to look at something a little more objectively. Now, we know that, especially like in conflict, right? When you're in the heat of an argument, or somebody has done something that really, you know, I don't know, it just really ticks you off or whatever, it's not always best to immediately confront that situation. Sometimes, yeah, we have to kind of step back and think about what, you know, why am I feeling this way? What exactly is going on here? Let me think about, how do I deal with this? Maybe I sleep on it. Maybe I'll feel differently in the morning. Maybe it won't be as big of a deal. Maybe it still will be, but I'm more composed, right? And, you know, so I'm looking at this and I feel like as you allow yourself to let go of some of these just, you know, things that you kind of store away, and they add up and they add up, and you kind of cry it out. You cry it out and you let it go. And then you get to a place where you can say like, hey, you know what? What you did really hurt me. You know, maybe it was like 6 months ago, but what you did hurt me. And I've been carrying that with me, and I'm not mad at you, but I want you to know because it was painful for me. You know, and when we can get to these places where we can communicate our feelings, our experience, and then our needs, right? And maybe it is that I don't need anything from you, but for you to know how I feel. Okay? Often people, I think most people are pretty receptive. Now, some people will try to rationalize like their part in this thing or minimize it or whatever. They may even become very defensive. But that has nothing to do with you. That's not up to you how they behave or react or whatever. You being able to talk to somebody, having the clarity even, you don't necessarily even have to go and talk to them, but having the clarity to look at the situation and say, you know what, I didn't like that. It didn't feel good. And what transpired after it also didn't feel like this person or this situation was honoring, who I am and my, part as being a human being involved in this thing. And I'm not super okay with that. Now, I'm not going to dwell on it, but I recognize I don't feel very cool about this, And so, sometimes we need that release. We need that ability to let it pour out of us and, kind of go wherever it goes, out into the atmosphere. And so let's see. I want to see if we have we have a big eye in the middle right here. So I do feel like there is just a real sense of coming to a place of knowing and wisdom. I feel like the person that you have become, especially in these last months and years, last 2 years of your life, was somebody that you were proud of, but somebody that the person you were 10, 15 years ago would be super proud of. Your younger self would look at you and think, man, I hope to be like them when I get older, when I grow up, when I'm I'm 35 right now. I'm not. Well, how old am I now? 38, I think, somewhere around there. 39 maybe. And in 10 years from now, when I'm 48, we'll just say 50, right? I really hope to be this kind of person. And so now I get to that age and I look back and I think, you know what? I am that person, and I know that I would be proud of myself. I've given myself that gift. And I feel like this is that energy. You've had to make some hard decisions. You've had to cut some things out of your life, and you've brought some beautiful things. And maybe, hey, you've made some missteps along the way. We all do. But they're learning experiences. And it's all brought you to where you are now. And that is somebody that you can look at and say, I love this person. I'm proud of this person. This person maybe needs to have a little bit of a cry. This person maybe needs to have, a moment of big emotionality. Let those things out. All right, let's see. What do we have over here? Well, we have the 7. Lucky number 7. So something financial, some kind of financial blessing coming through. Some kind of financial blessing coming through. Okay, we have a little cow. We have a person with a cow. So I feel like there's a sense of kind of real spiritual sustenance coming here. And, you know, we're just a few weeks, well, about a month, I guess, a little over a month. I'm trying to think, a month and a half away from the solstice, right? And so I do feel like in this time, there's a sense of kind of the mother, maybe the lunar mother, but maybe more of an earthy mother archetype. I feel there is a sense of building to something bountiful. And this makes sense with this financial blessing as well. But I do feel like it's like a series of things happening that feel like blessings. Like, this aligned in such a way that I was thinking it was going to be way worse, and then I ended up, it wasn't. You know, like I'm thinking like if, you know, and I don't even want to say it because I don't want anybody to have car trouble. But say, you know, you had some kind of thing and you had to take the car in, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be so expensive. But they come back and tell you, oh, it's like a $50 fix, or, you know, whatever. Hopefully less than that, but not usually, right? And so it is. It's like, this is a blessing right here. And then, you know, maybe you know, I don't know, get some extra overtime or something. You're making some extra money that you weren't thinking was going to be coming in, or you win a little like scratch off ticket and you got some extra money there. And then it kind of all builds together, right? And so this is kind of the mother showing up and saying, you know, here are some of the things that you need so that you can be building this prosperity in your life. Okay, so yes, I do see something beautiful happening here. Now we also have an L and a V, so maybe a name. Also, maybe it's like VL, and I'm thinking like something, well, it reminded me of varsity league. I don't know, maybe you have kids in sports or grandkids or something. But this seems to be something coming up with that. I don't know. But yes, VL or LV. Okay, all right, so let's go check out these beautiful wild bohemian affirmation cards. And we're just gonna flip on through, stop where it feels right. And it says, I am love. The eternal flame of your love is unifying. Enjoy being everything. Enjoy being everything. Yes. All right. Well, Sagittarius, I want to tell you I love you because I do, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. We've just hit 40K subscribers, and I thank each and every one of you. You are so just wonderful, fantastic, beautiful, and I appreciate you being here with me. So if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel a lot. And if you haven't subscribed yet, if you are not one of those 40K yet, please think about doing that. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all, and they mean the world to me. Absolutely, they do. So, with that, I will say again, I love you. We'll talk in a few days. Take care of yourself, and good night.